Hey everybody, this is Ben with Avada.com, and I am very excited because today I get to share with you the new Avada 6.0 update that just dropped earlier in the week, and I got to tell you that it is fantastic. I've been using the Avada theme for about 6 years now, and I have absolutely loved it. I use it exclusively for all my websites. But having said that, there's definitely been some quirks about it that have really made making some websites take way longer than it should. And it has so many options, but just there was a lot of back and forth between the back end and the front end of your website, and so it was a little bit frustrating. But thanks to this new update, they have completely changed all of that, and I want to give you a quick preview of some of the changes that they made. And so to start, I want to show you how it used to be in order to create a page or how to change things on the page, make updates. From the WordPress dashboard, what you would do is you would come to your pages, and in order to edit it, we'll go right here to edit. And so right here we're presented with the old Fusion Builder. Now the Fusion Builder over the default editor really was, I think, what attracted so many people to the Avada theme, was because it allowed anybody without any kind of website experience doing HTML, CSS, anything like that, they were able to come in, drag and drop elements, and create their website. For the most part, it was really easy. It worked. It was visual, and so I think it helped a lot of people create websites without a whole lot of hassle. And really, to be honest, it's not too much of a hassle. So you just come in here, and of course you have your different containers right here, Fusion slider, and you can see the entire back end here of what I have. And it was as simple as, if you wanted something in a certain spot, you just come to the element, you choose the element that you want, you select it, and then it would show up. So right here I have an image. If you wanted to change that, you click right here. You change the image as you want. You can, of course, select all the options and the animations right here, and that was it. Of course, you could choose the size of the columns right here as well. You could highlight that. And so here, this was pretty easy. The problem is that once you created this page, what you'd have to do is you'd have to come down here, click preview, and then you'd be taken to a separate tab, and it would actually show you what your website looks like. And so not a huge hassle, but again, it was a lot of going back and forth. And of course, if I came in here and there was some text that I didn't like, I couldn't just simply highlight the text and make some changes. I'd have to go back, I would have to find that element, and then I would have to go in there, change the text, make all the changes right here. Not a big deal, but again, it was a small inconvenience. And of course, the biggest thing that was frustrating for me was the fact that all of the Avada, the theme options, I'll click over there, we're just going to go ahead and leave this page. If you wanted to change the header, the logo, or any of the other options on the page, you had to come all the way over to this separate, completely different menu, and you had to come over here and choose your options from this column right here, whether it's the typography or title page, like I said before, the menu, and if you want to change the spacing, anything like that, it was a separate thing. And of course, the Fusion Builder, if you wanted the Fusion slider, of course that was a separate menu as well. If you wanted any kind of widgets like in the footer or a sidebar, anything like that, you had to come over here. Widgets were always in a separate menu as well. And so it was very, what I would call, I guess, disjointed. Okay, there was a lack of unity overall, which was really, it would take me a lot longer to create a website, and that was just something that I dealt with. Didn't really have any other options, but for the most part, I still love the Avada theme. They have so many different things that you can do with it and make it really unique. So I loved it, and every single update until now has continued to make it better. However, I now want to show you the difference between the old Fusion Builder of what I just showed you and the new Fusion Builder Live, and how that is going to change everything and make it so much more efficient to create a website. So if you'll see up here up top, they now have a Fusion Builder Live box right here that you can click. And if you click on that, that will take you to your website. This is really, really cool stuff, because right here, this is similar to what we saw before with the preview page, but instead of not being able to make any changes here, as you can see, the first thing that you can see over here on the left-hand column is the fact that they actually brought the theme options right here next to the page where you can edit. So if you want to make any kind of changes at all, you can come right over here, change the primary color, anything that you want that we had before that we had to go to completely, we had to leave what we were doing, go to a separate menu. You can do it all right here now. And that alone is very, very cool. Now the other thing right here, of course, you can actually change all the on-page options as far as the header, the footer, the sidebars, and you can change, the title. Anything that you want is all brought right here. Okay, and now the best part about this whole thing is the fact that, as you can see, as I hover over these different elements, instead of having to go to the back end, come back to the front end, all I have to do is, if I want to change this, I highlight that element right over here on the left hand side. I can make all the changes that I want right there. I can do everything that I could do before, but on the same page. And you can still come over here and you can put in your HTML or any kind of coding that you want, but now you can actually make some serious changes, and that is just awesome. Now the other really cool thing that you can do is, if you highlight text anywhere, you can instantly change those options right there. So of course you can do bold, italic, and all that, but if you click right here, you can change the size of that. You can change the family, so if you want a different type of font, and that just was not something that was available before. You had universal options from the theme options under Avada, but right here, now you can change everything right away. You don't have to go to a different menu, and that alone is going to save you so much time, and you can change the size, everything that you want. So again, all you have to do is highlight any element that you want. Here we have the button, all the options that you had before. The second thing that I like a lot is the fact that you can actually change the size of everything in real time. So if I wanted to change the size of this container right here, all I have to do is highlight this, and I can change it immediately. I can make it as big or small as I want, okay? And also, what I can do is I can actually just resize that right there based on the column size that I have selected. So let's just make this a half size, and what if I wanted to actually just drag this element over? Before, you actually had to go in to the back end, and then you had to go to that column and you had to change the padding, and basically it was kind of a shot in the dark. So you would do maybe 20 pixels, move it to the left or right or up and down, and you're really just guessing. I mean, is this really how it's going to look? But right here you can see right away what it looks like. And if you come up here to the top, you can preview that without all of the extra menus, and you can see right away what that looks like. Not only that, but you can actually see what it will look like on different devices. So if you're wondering what it will look like on a tablet or on a smartphone, you can actually change that right here immediately and see the difference. And that, for me, is just awesome. I love that. So again, I can click right on this element, and I can kind of move things around based on how I want it. Come over to this element. Again, I want to just change what everything looks like here. We're going to make that half size. I'm going to make this a little bit larger. I want to move that text over a little bit, consolidate it. And if you wanted to add anything else, like a new element, anything like that, you can save that element, but also you could add an element right below it. So any of the elements are right here in the library. They come right up. Of course, you can choose a column if you want to put that underneath as well. And let's just go ahead and we'll just put a button right there, and we got a button right underneath it. Again, we can make any sort of changes to that button immediately by just hovering over that. The button options come up right away. And so I hope this gives you an idea of how quick or how efficient this is really going to make things for you. So you no longer have to go back and forth, preview, wait for it to load, anything like that. You can just make all those changes right here. And that is really the biggest thing about Avada 6.0 is the efficiency of the Fusion Builder. From what I can see so far, they haven't added, there's not a whole lot of other changes on the back end. So it's going to be very, very familiar to you. If you've done this before, this will all be familiar to you as far as the menus and the options. It's just the way that you're able to do that. It's all right here. And I just love that. I think that the Avada has finally really evolved into more of a modern theme. There's a lot of themes out there that are similar to this where you can just kind of drag and drop. It's more visual, and that's what the Fusion Builder did before to a certain extent. But right here, now we don't have to we really don't have to worry about the back end whatsoever. And if you ever want to go back to the back end, just come up here and you can go exit to the back end, the front end, or back to the dashboard. Or if you're happy with how everything looks right here, just simply come up here, hit save, and you are done. And that is so simple. It's so easy. I absolutely love this new update. I think you will too. Leave a comment below if you have any. And definitely, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And hopefully, you'll find this to be extremely helpful. Thank you.